Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. A very, very, very good afternoon to one and all. After a long haul, I, Ayushi, am back with my co-host Samriddhi Pandey of grade 11 science with yet another exhilarating episode of Careers Over Coffee with our alumnus Mr. Dipen Singh from batch 2007. So introducing Dipen Sir would be like showing torch to the sun, but I'll still give a brief introduction of him. Dipen Sir passed out from our school in the year 2007, and today he's serving our school as the academic head and the chief thinking officer. He's a visionary educationist, a passionate entrepreneur, and a motivational speaker on the panel of Oxford University Press. I think the list can go on and on. We welcome you, sir, on our show, and we are very glad to have you with us.
Thank you, Ayushi ma'am. It's a pleasure to be here. I love watching you and the students on the show, and this is a huge, I would say, huge thing for me to be here. I compliment and thank you for calling me.
So we welcome, sir, and looking forward to having an amazing session with you. So without any further delay, let's have the first question for today from Samriddhi.
Good afternoon, sir. You studied science in the school and also went abroad for your master's. Usually, when people go out for studying, they don't like to come back. But what motivated you to come back to India and become an educationist here?
Okay, so before I answer the question, I would like to welcome all the viewers. I hope the people who I shared the link with are also here. So, hi guys. Yeah, now the question. See, when I went abroad and did my masters, I studied biotechnology, and I loved science always. But one thing I loved more was teaching. And even when I was in school, I used to, if my friends are here, they would remember this. I used to teach them in school. So when we used to study for the exam, we used to have group studies. Well, not the like type of group studies you think, actual group studies. And I used to teach my friends, and I used to love it. So teaching has always been in the blood. My father is a teacher. My grandfather was a teacher. My mother is a teacher. So the whole family has a teaching blood. And apart from the fact that my father was running the school, I also love teaching. So I wouldn't say that I didn't know that my father was running a school and I will never come back. That would sound stupid. So, but I think more than that, I really love teaching. And when someone benefits from me in any which way, it gives me a kick, and I'm addicted to this kick. So that is why I'm here and making trying to make a difference.
So you are one of those lucky ones who are doing something that they love. Not
Exactly.
everybody gets that.
I would if I had the wildest of dreams, and if I had a wish that I could do anything, I would never be anywhere apart from this. So
Great.
I'm
Wh-
happy where
What
I
was
am.
the what was the subject you were the best at?
I was good at science. I always loved science.
No, but
Um,
in 11th you opted science, and
yeah,
science in 11th is very hard.
I'd say chemistry, biology, and biotechnology.
Okay.
Yeah, physics was not my forte, but it was fun. It was not bad.
And so now we would have to love to have a flashback of your journey from being a school student to becoming the academic head of St. Edmund's. The ups and downs, the struggles, the challenges, the fun, and everything else.
Whoa, that's a very interesting question. So when I was a school student, if my teachers are here, they would know I was a pain in the butt in the class, and I was very naughty. I was not notorious, but I was naughty. I never disrespected anyone because my mother's office was right around the corner, and she always had a scale ready, and she wanted to make sure that she set an example in front of everyone. So never notorious, but yes, I like to have fun. I still like to have fun. So I was a very notorious, naughty student. My school life was great. Then when I came back, the challenge was huge. Why? Because there were some teachers who taught me. and they were
Exactly.
still working in the school. They are still working in the school. So from a student, you just turn into the boss, right? But one thing I made sure that I would never be the boss. Even today, I'm not the boss. I am, and I will never be a boss in my life. Uh, what I had to do was the challenge was to earn their trust and respect, because I could sit in the chair and ask people to do this, 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 but that would not be fruitful. I would not get any results, any real results out of it, because people would not do it willingly from their heart. And so the challenge was to earn their trust and respect. Of course, I respect them still, and I wanted them to see this, that I respect them. But when I'm in the seat, I'm not me. I am the academic head of the school. So the chair speaks, I do not, right? And this switch had to be turned on whenever I sat in the chair. So that was one of the biggest challenges that I had. And then another challenge was, since I was very young when I joined, I was what, 25, 26. So for a 12th standard student, a 25, 26-year-old person is what, 7, 8 years elder to them. So you're basically a bhaiya to a 12th standard student. But they're supposed to call you sir, right? That's the funny part. And they wouldn't take you seriously, especially the boys. They wouldn't take you seriously. So I had to, be friends with them and act like a mentor instead of a teacher, or I act like a mentor instead of an authority in the school. And that is how I could help them grow, and I could ask them and help them do the things that I wanted them to do. So yeah, these were the two major challenges that I had. But now I think we're in a good place.
Yeah, you were very, very honest with this question, I guess. And I'm sure
That's
they,
great,
I,
sir. That's such a great trait of yours. Now, moving on to the next question. What, according to you, are the skills and qualities that students should start developing at the school level? And what are your visions on co curricular activities?
Yeah, so skills and qualities that a student must develop. See, academic education has been the same for the past, what, 200 odd years since the British came in. I'd say 100 years after they changed it. And more or less, everybody has the same academic qualification, same academic education. What you are reading in science, somebody in Kendriya Vidyalaya or any government school or any top end school or any bottommost school in the world is reading the same, right? It depends on how the student sees it and does, what they do with it. So I'd say academic education is good everywhere. It's how you take it. However, you gain knowledge that you get from academic education. The real difference will come when you have the skills to use that knowledge, and that is where skill education comes in. And I'm very proud to share with everyone that we have introduced skill education in school now for 9th and 11th to start with, and then we have plans to introduce for other classes also. And we are teaching some great professional and personal skills. uh, to get back to your question, I get lost every time I speak. So to get back to your question, the kind of skills that a person must develop in school is, number one, emotional quotient. How What kind of emotional skills do you develop? Because no matter where you are, who you are, if you are living with people, which you are going to, you should have very good emotional skills. You should understand the pain of others. You should empathize with them, right? You should be there to help people in their problems. And these are the emotional skills that one must develop, number one. Number two are the professional skills. And what we learn in college, what our curriculum teaches, what our system teaches people in college is, it can anyway, any day be learned in school, at least the basics. And these professional skills are like we've introduced, sales, marketing, you go with communication and public speaking, right? So these are the basic skills that one must develop in school. um, Why sales? Just to give you an example, just to make it a little interesting, no matter who you are, whether you are a 5-year-old or a 50-year-old, whether you're a man or a woman, whether you're a boy or a girl, you are always selling something to someone. So a 5-year-old is selling the idea of buying a chocolate for them to their parents, right? And their parents are selling the idea of not eating chocolate every day and eating healthy and not eating junk food. So just a basic example of sales in life, just basic example of communication skills in life. Who says that you cannot learn in school? I think you can. So these are the two skills, professionals and emotional skills that I think one must learn in school.
So I would like to tell all the parents that yesterday only we had a very interactive session with Dipen Sir on this skill education program that our school is introducing very soon. So you can talk to your children and help them select the subject, help them do some research on that. And Dipen Sir has explained all the subjects very well in yesterday's session.
That was a great session yesterday. I loved how the students were interacting. That was great.
Yeah, it was actually a very interactive session yesterday. So moving on to the next questions. Entrepreneurs are individuals who transform an idea from theory into reality. Executing an idea can require confidence, commitment, and determination, especially when you are in the education industry where there are so many stakeholders involved. So, what inspires you to develop new ideas, and what are the challenges that you face on your way?
So Ayushma, like I told you, I'm educationist education is in my blood. I'm a teacher by birth, and whenever I'm sitting or running or doing anything, working out or whatever, I have my brain is like a light, group of light bulbs that just going off all the time. Everything I do, anything I do, I connected with ideas and they just keep on coming. Sometimes I have to shut it off. It gets a little difficult. So ideas come all the time, and there are so many people that have so many great ideas. But you know what is the most important thing? The fact that an idea is only an idea until you execute it,
Exactly.
right? So I can have the best of the ideas in the world, and I could still do nothing about it, and that idea will have zero value. So if I'm not able to execute it, which happens with me a lot because I have so many ideas coming in, right? And I've failed so many times. I'm unable to execute it. I just talk and talk and talk, and then I don't do anything. Like only a few weeks back, we were talking about a really interesting project about videos, a school blogging, right?
Right.
And we did so many things about it, but it did not end up in the right place as we expected. It could later on, but it did not.
It will definitely.
Yeah. So it's not a problem to have ideas, but it's a problem if you don't execute. One trick to do it is follow Nike's goal. What Nike says, just do it. Sometimes you just got to jump, just got to do it. And when you do that, you have to keep one thing in mind, that it's okay if you fail. If you understand this one fact, that it is okay if you fail, if you anticipate failure and embrace failure, doing things would become so much more easy. Why? Because success never teaches you anything. It never teaches you anything. What teaches you? Failure. Failure is the only thing that teaches you. And if you fail, you should be happy rather than being sad. Because failure is nothing but information.
It's a
Just
lesson
information.
always.
Yeah, it's just information. What is the information? That what went wrong. So if you know what went wrong, you can fix it or try to fix it. And even when you're fixing it, anticipate that you might fail again, so that you will get to know, okay, what went wrong again. Thomas Edison failed 10,000 times while creating or improving the light bulb. 10,000 times. So someone asked him, "Are you crazy? You failed 10,000 times and you're still doing it." On the 10,001 time, he did it. He said, "No, I did not fail 10,000 times. I found 9,999 ways not to invent the light bulb." And that's a lesson to learn from him. So, if you anticipate failure and you embrace failure, you can change, transform ideas into real things. So, thoughts become things when you execute them. So, sometimes you just got to jump in the water, just go.
Accepting the failure again is a, you know, thing that everyone should do. Only then you will get new ideas in future.
Yes.
Otherwise, not having an idea is definitely not the thing.
I mean, yeah, it kind of is a problem, but you can always have an idea. Even a bad idea is an idea. A bad idea executed well can be a good idea.
Can be a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on to the next question. Throughout the history, teachers have played a major role in shaping their students' personality and character, which is not surprising given by the fact that the basic personality and character development happens at a very young age. So, how do you agree on this, and what was the role of teachers in your life?
Oh, first of all, pranam to all the teachers who are watching and who are not watching, and who are there and who are not there. Uh, Teachers play a huge role in your life, that's for sure. So, starting with your parents till, I mean, to your kids, everyone is a teacher in your life. You learn something from someone. That's the first thing, right? You're born a student and you die a student. That's the motto of my life, right? I'm born a student and I will die a student. So that's one thing. If you talk about my school teachers, there have been so many instances and so many fantastic teachers in my life who have shaped me, and I am the person I am because of them. Um, out of so many instances, let me talk about one instance that I always remember. I was in grade five, and there was this ma'am, Asha ma'am. I don't remember her surname. Asha ma'am, she used to teach us science, and I used to love science in grade five. And I we were learning about solids, liquids, and gases, and how molecules are far apart in gases, and then a little less far apart in liquids and solids. So I learned this word intra, this prefix intramolecular. Okay, the prefix intra. So I was using this everywhere. Intra. And I wrote in my science exam that the intramolecular spaces in the gases is the most, the intramolecular spaces in the liquids is a little less, and the intramolecular spaces in the solids is the least. So my the answer was correct, but I got 0 marks. So I asked ma'am, I said, ma'am, why was it incorrect? This is the truth. She said that there is a difference between intra and inter. Intra is within an entity. So intra class competition. It means the competition within the class.
Within the
Okay.
class.
And inter class competition means competition between the classes. Right. So the intermolecular spaces in the gases is the most, and intermolecular spaces in the liquids is a little less. Now that was a difference. Now I'm not talking about science here. I obviously learned the fact that this is what it is, but what I learned from this is that English is going to play an important role in science also. So a science teacher also gave me an English lesson, and I still remember it to this day, and that made that hit me in my head that I have to be good at English also if I want to do well in science, maths, and so on, right? So this is one example. Then there are so many teachers. I mean, starting from Kalpana ma'am to Tripathi sir to Rakshri ma'am, and I mean these teachers are the ones who every alumni will take the name of, right? These were great teachers, and I mean one of the best teachers I've come across even till date. And Dudani ma'am, she's no more. Harsh ma'am is no more. Um, yeah, teachers have been great, and if you're a student and you're studying in the school, respect and treasure and value the teachings of your teachers, because when you go out, this kind of hand holding and this kind of care you will not get from any teacher anywhere. So yeah, teachers have played a huge, important, very important role in my life. That's for sure. And I thank everyone.
We have so many wishes for you from the teachers also in the comment section. I would like to tell all the audience that you can ask any question that you want to ask or your wishes in the comment section below, and we'll take up all the questions at the end. So if you have any doubts, any question that you want to ask from the Sir, you can definitely write down in the comment section.
I'd love to hear from all the audience. Please go all out.
Yeah, so moving on to the next question, what are your insights on the current education system in India? And do you think that the National Education Policy 2020 can help in making it better?
So, as I already said, the education system in India, not just in India but everywhere in the world, mostly because of the world's history of colonization by the British Empire and the other European powers, the system is largely colonized. It's the same colonial education system, largely. Okay, there have been certain changes in some countries, but mostly it's like you are creating parts of a machine to fit in that machinery and do that particular job, right? So let me give you one example. What is the word education? The word education comes from the Latin word educo. Okay, educo means from within. Now, our education system does not teach anything about who you are. It does not come from within. It teaches you everything around you, but not within you. If we start from within, if you know who you are, what are your strengths and weaknesses, then you have the tools to work with, right? And then you can work with the things around you. So it should go from here to this, but it is coming from here to this. Not even this. Nobody teaches you. So just here, right? So that's problem number one. Problem number two is there are four factors, and I talked about this yesterday also. There are four factors that are important for a person's success. Okay, these four factors are: number one, what you know, who you are, and who knows you. Let's get it again. What you know, who knows you, and who you are. These are the four factors that are most important. And out of these four factors, Samriddhi, what do you think are the two most factors that are most important? Unmute yourself.
Unmute.
Yeah.
Who do you know and who you are?
Okay. Uh, so that's a good attempt. Who you are is number one. That's for sure. Okay.
Yes.
And the number two factor is who knows you,
Propose you.
because your education system teaches you what you know, whatever you study in your books, and then it teaches you a little bit of who you know. Again, whatever you study in the books, watch on TV, newspapers, whatever. But nobody teaches you who you are, right? What are your strengths and weaknesses? And nobody teaches you who knows you. That is how to build your influence. आपको कौन जानता है, right? So if more
Yes.
people know you and more people understand the kind of personality that you have, the more influence you have on the other people around you, the more successful you're going to be in your career, right? And these are the two things that the system does not teach, and that's what we are trying to change. That is the aim that we have here, right? So this is my vision of it. However, the new education policy, the NAP 2020, is focusing on these skills. That's how we got these skills integrated in the system, in the curriculum now. So I have immense hopes, and I hope the system changes. Unless and until you bring these skills and these ideas in the curriculum of the school, you're not going to make a change. जिस बच्चे को मैथ्स अच्छी नहीं लगती उसको भी पढ़नी पड़ती है ना, जिसको साइंस अच्छी नहीं लगती उसको भी पढ़नी पड़ती है, तो स्किल्स क्यों नहीं पढ़ सकते? Why can you not teach skills? When children are studying things that they don't like, they should study things that are actually going to impact and have a huge impact in their lives.
So Saint Edmund has
Sir,
taken the first step. for
Yeah,
teaching.
we're very happy. And Samriddhi, there
Um,
is
the you're talking about the personal skills, which are so, sir. I'd like to say mental health. That is the least talked about topic,
yes,
especially that's very important among the teenagers, since most of the part of the school, the major part of the school has teenagers. So,
excellent.
what do you think about that? Shouldn't that be made more aware of?
100%. I'm very good question, Samriddhi. I love how you are using your own brain and asking these questions. I love it. Mental health is definitely one of the most important issues that is not talked about, and there is so much pressure and so much tension that the teenagers have been facing today. And this is also something that must be included in the curriculum. हम लोग स्कूल में योगा तो कराते हैं, हर स्कूल योगा कराता है, right? But ask yourself really, how many of you practice yoga and meditation at home, right? And integrate it in your life. People take it as a subject, people take it as a period in the school curriculum, but do you take it as a habit in your life? If you take it as a habit in your life, it's going to have a huge impact. Number one. Number two, sports. If you move around, sports is largely underestimated. Any fitness, any activity, physical activity is largely underestimated. Doctors have started prescribing physical activity as a treatment to mental health problem. You know, physical activity as a treatment to anxiety and depression. Rather than taking pills, go out and run. If you feel that you are tensed about something, if you feel that you have too much pressure of your syllabus that is not completed yet, go out, take a break for 15 minutes and go out and run. Take a break for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, it's okay. Just when you come back, you'll be a completely different person. You have a completely different mindset. So I totally agree. These are the few tips that I have for mental health. But I totally agree with you. This should be a part of the curriculum as well, and we'll be working on it for sure.
Okay,
This
sir.
should be discussed.
So
Yes, it will be.
This is a
differently.
point of discussion. Yeah, right.
So, sir, the next question is COVID-19 brought in many challenges for all of the people. And what, according to you, was the biggest challenge that you and the school faced? And how did you overcome it?
See, the biggest challenge. I'm glad COVID-19 came in a way. Not really glad, but in a way. Now that we look back in the hindsight, to see the positive, the silver lining, uh, I'm very happy because you know in 2013, if I'm not wrong, we were the first school in Rajasthan to introduce school mobile application. Okay, a customized mobile application for the school. At that time, we had to just beg the parents to start using the app because it would make conversation and communication between the teachers, parents, students so easy, right? And really quick and effective. But people would not use it. No matter what we did, how much ever we tried, people would not use it. In 2020, 23rd of March, the lockdown was announced. 25th of March, if I'm not wrong, I had a meeting with a group of teachers, small group of teachers, and I said, this education of the students must not suffer, even if it is for a month, 10, 15, whatever days. We must find a way to teach them, even if it is online. Okay? 25th ko, we had the first meeting. 1st April, we had begun with the session for
Yes.
board classes, 10th and 12th standard. In 1 week, the entire school was shifted from an offline system to an online system, just in 1 week. And no matter how effective or ineffective it was, or it is the only way out. It is the best that anybody can do in this situation,
It was a big
right?
step.
Right. So this was something that COVID-19 taught us was adoption of technology for the school teachers who had no idea how to use Zoom and other applications,
I
right?
remember the
Training them.
training sessions.
Yes, and countless training sessions from morning till evening, and then mid, 10 o'clock in the night and whatever. And we were training the teachers how to do it. And then in the beginning, 7-10 days, especially for the junior students, it was so difficult because the parents didn't know how to use it, and how everyone just came together, how everyone just gelled and made it possible. So the adoption of technology was the biggest plus point that COVID-19 brought. And the second thing that I believe is that because we all were so far apart, we learned the importance of being together, right? So when we got back to school, everyone was so happy to see everyone, right? It was when you got back to school after the break, after the whole lockdown, and you met your friends. It was great, wasn't it? Right? So
Yes.
we all cherished and we loved those moments. So we learned the importance of being together after being far apart. So yeah, these are the two things that I believe COVID-19, according to me, the plus points.
Okay, so the paints are focused on the plus points that we always should. Definitely, we did not focus on. We should not focus on the negative points. And I remember how we used to have so many training sessions for the teachers, and the teachers who did not have even WhatsApp on their phones, now they are teaching on the app. They are replying to the students, sending them homeworks on the app. It was great
It
to
is
see
crazy. The
teachers.
scale of it is crazy.
Yeah, it was
It is
actually.
really crazy. So what happens on the surface is what people see, but what happens beneath the tip of the iceberg, there's just so much to do, and we all worked hard so much for to make sure that nobody loses their education.
Teachers struggle really
They did a
hard
great job. They just
just
did
to
a
teach
fantastic job.
us.
And
Yeah.
now they've all become techno savvy thanks to COVID-19.
Yes. Yes. Thanks to COVID-19.
So, what makes St. Edmund School different from other schools, and what do you think is its USP?
Okay. So see, first of all schools are great. Okay. I'm in a way anti school ranking person. I don't believe that one school is better than the other. Can you say one student is better than the other? No. If I ask Samriddhi or Samriddhi's mom that who do you think is better, Samriddhi or Samriddhi's sibling, right? It would be a very difficult answer. Nobody is better than anyone, right? What is different though is what are the approaches and what are the thought processes of people working in an organization. I think in our school in St. Edmund's, our focus is has always been to make sure, and this I talk about to the teachers all the time in whatever we do. Even before we starting this program, I told Samriddhi that whatever you do, make sure the person receiving it should get value, some value, right? Samriddhi, did I tell you this before starting,
So,
right? So anything you do, the end result, the end goal of it should be that the other person must get value from it, something. That's number one. Number two is we are very brave and bold as an organization. We are not scared to take bold steps, and this is the reason why we are a very progressive and forward thinking school. So in 2013, when nobody had an idea what is an ERP system, when nobody had an idea what is a mobile application for a school, we had it, right, in Rajasthan. In 2015, we started off with the global exchange program that we have with Denmark and England. And then in 2000, now in 20, we began with the online classes on April 1. Then again, 2022, we are beginning with the skill education, right? So we are always thinking and talking about that next thing. What is the next thing? What's coming next? That is why we are progressive. And there will be, there might be places where we fail, but that's okay. Because if we don't fail and we don't learn from it, how can we teach the students to do it? That would be hypocrisy. So if I don't practice what I preach, I will be a hypocrite, right?
Right.
So I need to show you that I failed so that You don't get scared of failure, and you fail as well. And if you fail, you know what happens then. I talked about. So we are very forward-thinking school. That's, I would say, that is the USP, and we're not better than anyone. Nobody is better than us.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm sure the students are listening to sir and getting motivated that failure is never the end. It's the beginning of a new
The
chapter.
teachers make it more better. They're very supporting,
Yes,
especially the senior standards, because they know how much their students struggle. Like we have been currently studying from our teachers, and they're very supportive.
yes, I'm glad to hear that.
Okay, sir. So I'd like to ask you the next question. What are you working on right now, and what are your visions and goals for the next 5 years?
See, right now, what I'm working on is the skill education project that I have. It's one of my most favorite projects. That's number one. Um, for the next, I wouldn't say 5 years. For the next 2 3 years, the target would be to incorporate more skills into the curriculum. And like we talked about mental health, that's in the pipeline, right? And how can we bring you guys to the level of a professional? Trust me, there is no way that you cannot do what a 21-year-old can do. A 19-year-old guy uh, finds the biggest hotel organization of the world, Oyo,
Oh, you.
right? When he was 19, Siddharth Agarwal, if his name is, I don't remember his name. Um, the founder of Oyo, when he was just 19 years old, he founded Oyo, and today he became one of the youngest billionaires in the world, right? And he has the largest hotel chain in the world. 19 years, right? You got 17, 16. This, it's not impossible. You can easily do it. The only thing is, do you have that sight? Do you have that insight? And this is the goal. We want to bring children. See, this is, just to give you an example, this is a paperweight on my table. What is this?
Paperweight,
It's a paper. What is this actually?
So,
It's a stone, piece of stone, right?
stone.
Yeah. So either I can, if I want to sell you this stone, and I'm just giving you an example how you can be at the level of a professional. If I want to sell you this stone, I would say, Samriddhi, this is a stone, please buy it from me. Please buy it from me, I need the money. Either you would, if you know me, you would have some pity and you would buy it. But you would not value this, okay? And most likely you will not buy it. A random person would not. But what if I told you this stone is a piece of a meteorite that is 65 million years old, and I got this when we went to for the trip in Denmark with the students. We went to this place that has the scientific and historical data in Denmark, and there is this huge chunk of stone lying there, and these pieces of stones, 65 million years old from space, mostly iron. What do you think now?
I'll
now you can
definitely
definitely
take
sell
it.
it.
Yes, you would buy it for
I'll
sure,
steal it.
right? Don't come to my office now without asking, right? So just to give you an idea, how can you turn something worthless into something valuable? And it is just a game of words. If you know this skill, if you know how to do it, why can you not do it? Age is just a number. And one very important thing is, that is another thing that is in the pipeline, is we want to bring the idea of money and teach the kids the idea of money. Money is a very interesting topic. Everyone wants it, nobody talks about it, especially to their kids, right? So when you are studying in school, when you grow up, you want to get a job or be an entrepreneur and do what? You want to earn good money, right? So if your end goal or one of the most important goals in your life is to be financially prosperous, not the end goal, but one of the most important goals in your life is to be financially prosperous. Why should you not learn about money in school,
Yes.
right? See, broke is not your bank balance. People say I'm broke. Broke is not your bank balance. Broke is your mindset, right? So if you have a mindset that says that I can be financially prosperous, I can do well in my life, you can do well in your life. There is infinite amount of money in the world. Infinite. It's more. There is more money than water. How every year the governments around the world are printing trillions of dollars every year. Only in 2020, to give the financial stimulus, the United States government. Am I? Is the video stuck or I'm still there?
No, sir, you're there.
Yes,
I'm
sir,
there.
there.
Only in 2020, to give this financial stimulus after COVID, the United States government printed so much money that they did not print in the last 10 years. Can you believe that? They printed so much money. So, if you learn about money, what is money, how money works, you can make money work for you rather than you working for money. And when you make money work for you, that is when you get financially prosperous. So it is simple. It is not rocket science that you cannot learn. अगर आप permutation and combination सीख सकते हो ना, तो आप money भी सीख सकते हो. If you can learn calculus, you can learn what is money. Trust me. But nobody is teaching you. That's funny. So that is the next next goal. That's in the pipeline.
That's great.
Another
We
question you
have,
have?
yeah, so we have
Okay,
some
sir.
wishes from many teachers.
Okay.
They're wishing you good morning. Some are saying they're enjoying the show.
Thank you.
And Purvi Mathu, she has written, Ayushi ma'am and Dipen Sir, your every show is amazing, enjoyable, and very educational. And then we have a question from Pooja ma'am. Just wanted to know that Dipen Sir is a great leader and a great motivator. And according to you, which leadership style is better to be followed in an organization, an educational institute? What leadership style should be followed in an educational institute?
Anywhere you go, not just in education institute, whether you're at home or whether you're at work, and whatever the kind of industry you are in, a leader is always, according to me, you should be a certain type. See, who is a good leader? A leader is not someone who can get work done. No. A leader is not someone who can produce results. No. A leader is not someone who can make friends. No. A leader is not someone who can have followers. No. A good leader is someone who can create more leaders. If you can create more leaders in your followers, amongst your followers, or amongst your peers, then you are a good leader. Number one. Number two, leadership is not a post. Leadership is not a post. It is a mindset. Again, like broke is your mindset, leadership is also a mindset.
Minds.
I can be a janitor in an organization, cleaning toilets, but I can be a leader as well. If someone is dirtying an area around me, I can go out, either I can do my job, just clean it, or I can teach the kids that look, you're dirtying the place. ये तो सिंपल सी चीज है ना, हर किसी को समझ में आती है, गंदगी अच्छी बात नहीं है, तो janitor भी बचा सकता है, and that janitor can also be a leader. If you have a purpose in doing something that you're doing, and if you can create more leaders around you, that is when you are a leader, right? And bringing the best out of the people around you, bringing the best out of the people around you makes you a great leader. So these are the 3 points that I believe a leader, 3 qualities that I believe a leader must have.
So there are many questions in the comment section that you have already answered. So I'll not repeat them. So Vinisha ma'am is saying not only the students, even we the educators are taking sir's words as motivational tonic.
Okay.
So teachers are getting motivated, and we have many wishes. So Samriddhi, you can move on to the next question.
Okay, so now this question is kind of interesting. What is the one thing that everyone must cherish and value the most in their school life, according to you?
Hmm. I think one thing that I've that has made the most or the biggest difference in my life has been friendship. Okay, see, school life, the kind of friends you make in your school life, you will never ever make in your life again.
Absolutely.
Period. You will never ever make better friends than your school friends in your life ever. And the way they would know you and you would know them is the way nobody will know you, right? So I have a small circle. I have a great group of friends, and we are the support system for one another, right? And so many times in our lives we have been able to help ourselves, help each other hold when we are about to fall, so I would very confidently say that when you are in the school and when you are passed out from the school, always and always be in touch with your school friends. Be in touch with your school friends. Value your school friends. Value your have don't have everyone as your friend. That's fine. You can be acquaintances and everything, but if you have a good friend, don't let them go and be with them, right? So as much as possible. So friendship is one thing that I would say that you should love, cherish, and value from your school life. That's my takeaway.
So, okay, so you can read the comment section later after the show because there are many. I can't read all of them for you. But yes, so Samriddhi,
Thank you so much, sir, for this inspiring and very motivational session.
yeah, it
I
was
had
indeed a very
I had a blast.
wonderful. Yeah, it was a very wonderful
It
and
was
informative session.
very interesting to talk to you as since you are our academic head in school, and
Yeah,
talking to you
generally
like
we
this
don't
here
get to
was
talk to
very,
you. This,
very different and interesting.
You can anytime come to my office and talk to me about my friends, no problem. Or about your friends. We can have a chat all the time. There's no problem. And I will not give you this anyway. So don't think that you want to steal it from me. Right? No, on a serious note, I had a blast. And I hope more alumni come to this show, share their experiences. In the past, also, so many students, so many ex-students, so many seniors of mine
yeah,
came and they talked about their life lessons, and it has been valuable for everyone around us, and also for the teachers. When they see their students coming in on this show, and when they see them that they have become something in their life, someone in their life, it feels great for the teachers. So if you're listening to me, if you're watching this, to all the Edmunds alumni, or maybe the siblings of Edmunds alumni, friends of Edmunds alumni, please talk to your friends, ask them that they should apply for the show, come on this show, talk to us, let us meet, and yeah, have fun, and wish you all the very best.
I
um,
have a message for all the alumni who are watching us and or their siblings that you can be a part of the show as a guest. All you need to do is check out the Google form available on the school alumni Facebook page. There you can fill up the form and we will get in touch with you and let's stay connected through this platform.
Yes, it's a wonderful show, and I wish you all the very best. And Samriddhi, I loved how you came out impromptu, ask random questions to me, and I'm very impressed by the mental idea as well. So, mental health idea as well. So, good job.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all for watching us. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. I hope you all enjoyed today's show.
Education empowers you to think intensively and critically. Intelligence plus character. That is the goal of true education.
With this, we would like to take a leave with a promise to come back with new and refreshing episodes for you all. Thank you, bye bye, and take care.